Hello, everyone. We are live now, right now. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. I'm excited to have you in today's episode. Today is Money Matters Life. And you're probably wondering, what are we doing on this show? Yes, on this show, we bring people who have been in business, people who are literate, financial literate, and who have the expertise, who can tell us how they started, how they made money, and how they are living a life of significance. It is the Money Matter Life. I want you to get ready, get a drink, and be ready to be inspired. In Money Matters Life, we'll talk about savings, we'll talk about investments, we talk about real estate, we talk about life insurance, health insurance, businesses you can do in the 21st century. And also, we talk about products you can sell. There are no rich person or rich man who has no service or product he or she is selling. And so likewise, we have to learn what can we sell in the 21st century and how do we get our products and services in the faces of the people who need them. And so before we go into bringing in our guest today, we have a special guest. His name is Pastor Felix Adade. And before I bring him on board, I'd like to introduce myself. I already introduced the show. My name is Sandra Oko. I'm a Maxwell Leadership Certified Team Member, speaker, coach, trainer. I'm also a sales expert of over 20 years in the IT industry, a member of the Toastmaster, and also a best-selling author. And I'm excited to bring you this guest. We need to know the laws of the land in order to also make money. And if you remember that time Jesus wanted to pay tax and the disciples were asking him, he said, give unto Caesar that which belongs to Caesar, and that which belongs to God, you give unto him. So today we'll be talking about tax. We'll be talking about what businesses to go into, how to register a non-for-profit, what to do, and how to start and grow your business, where to get funding and loans from, so that you don't start business having an expensive loan that you're not able to pay back. And it starts from there. And just let me bring in our guests right away. So welcome back. Felix Adade is an Apostle Felix Owusu Adade. He's the founder and the senior pastor of Redemption Outreach Church International. He's born in Ghana, West Africa. He migrated to the United States in the year 2001 and settled in Riverdale, Georgia, after completing his Bachelor's of Commerce degree in accounting from Rhodes University, South Africa. He landed a job as a tax consultant at H&R Block. And shortly after that, he arrived and worked there for 4 years. Whilst working at H&R Block, he also worked as a mortgage company, as a loan officer, where he originated and closed home loans. So if you're looking for someone who would help you raise loans for your homes, reach out to Pastor Felix Adade. And in 2008, Apostle Felix started his own financial consulting firm, where he served his clients by providing a comprehensive tax, financial, and accounting services. Due to his heart of service and for God and for the people, Apostle Felix Adade first became an evangelist in his local church, where he served the body of Christ and community by leading and ministering to the homeless and undeserved communities in the metro Atlanta area. As a humble and a compassionate minister, his passion and call led him to pastoring a local church and enrolled in Southwestern Christian University, Bethany, where he obtained a master's in ministry degrees in pastoral leadership. He also founded Redemption Outreach Church International in August 2010, where he currently serves people of all walks of life, both in the church and his community. In addition, his apostolic mantle has impacted leaders, individuals, and communities at large. Also, his convictions and messages have been centered on restoring, transforming, and empowering God's people as who God has created, to be who God has created. to manifest their God-given talents, their God-given gifts. This passion and style of teaching biblical principles in a practical manner has encouraged the people he served to develop, manifest, and maximize their God-given potential. He leads ROCI to serve their community through outreach by engaging them spiritually, conducting and distributing clothing and food to the needy, as well as health and wellness program. Apostle Adade lives in Fayetteville, GA, and his wife, Pastor Nana Mensah, and their three children. He is a shepherd, mentor, and father to all that serve under his ministry. And as an entrepreneur, Apostle Felix Adade is the owner and the CEO of Glorious Financial Services and a partner of GFS Insurance Agency LLP. Perhaps you need a service, you can always reach out to him. And if you can't reach out to him, you can reach out to me. I'll be able to connect both of you together. I'm excited to have you tonight, Sarah. Good evening.
Good evening, Miss Sandra. It's good to see you again. Thank you very much for inviting.
So learned, so rich and loaded.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Is there anything I didn't read or anything I didn't say that you're presently doing for the Lord and also for his kingdom here on earth?
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, as you said, by the grace of God, everything has been wonderful. And one of my passion is to be a blessing to people, educate the people of God and the Christendom and people at large, and clients also, to make sure they maximize their potential and be able to live their best life possible, invest, learn about money, and do well with their finances. So today we'll be talking about that. I started my business, GFS Tax Service and also Glorious Financial Services, some years back, and as I'm located on 1963 Highway 138 in Riverdale, Georgia 30296. So that is where I am now, and my cell phone is 678-523-2847. Our business number is 449417690. So mostly our main area of operation, as Ms. Andras, you know, is that we are specialized in tax preparations for both personal business and non-profit organizations. We do mortgage. The mortgage, I normally deal more with primary homes where people live, investment property, rental properties, investment properties, second homes, and also church and other commercial organizations acquiring buildings, which is commercial. So we do all sort of mortgage loans, and also we do insurance, auto and house insurance. In accounting, we deal with accounting service, I deal with bookkeeping, and I deal with payroll services also. And also we do business registration and consulting. I do 501c3 application, and I do registration for also non-profit and profit organization. I do 501c3 application for non-profit. So we make sure we cover both profit and non-profit side when it comes to businesses, so that at least everybody will be able to get something that within their reach, so that we can be a blessing to body of Christ and to create people at large.
World at large.
That's correct. So that is my main area of operation. So today, one of my objectives is to teach people how to invest, where to invest, and especially preparing to enjoy some money now whilst they work. And the best part of it is that when they retire, that they can make money. That is where most of my passion is, because I've seen some pastors retired, I've seen some business, some workers retired, clients retired, and they've come to me and I realized that they didn't have anything
to
live on other than Social Security income. And I could see that some of them have to go take a second job because they couldn't handle expenses, because they didn't prepare for retirement. And they just thought that everything will be fine. And by the time they realized, time has caught up with them, and they are grown, and they don't have the strength that they put in while they were working. So now they have to find a way to make a living off Social Security income, which mostly is not enough to help them to make a good living after retirement. So that is why I want to talk about it. And also we'll do a few on the profit and non-profit side, but I will be dealing more with investment today. Yes.
Thank you.
How better prepare people to be able to position them properly for their future. So today, like I said, I want to get straight into the arena of investing. And like I said, my passion is to reposition people financially for a blissful future. not just tomorrow, but present. Most people, they are doing okay now while they are working because they can make money to cover their expenses. But when they stop working, they cannot make a good living. And as Albert Einstein said, we cannot solve our problem with the same level of thinking we used to create them. So some of us already have problems that we don't know, but once we are exposed to solutions and then begin to think differently, we have the capacity and the ability to be able to turn around and begin to get solutions to issues that we don't even know could be problematic as we grow. Proverbs 13:22 says, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children and children's children. That is biblical for most of us who are Christian or faith-based Christian that want to leave something for our generation. We want some generational blessings. We want to have a legacy that have purpose, not just our name, not just, I mean, some people, the only legacy they left is their name. And I spoke to one of my clients. I said, oh, but your father gave you a name. I say, Apostle, my father's name is not giving me anything because nobody knows my dad.
Oh my God,
so if you're a popular person, your name can be a legacy. People will take their name somewhere and they can get breakthrough. But if you are not well known, your name may not be that great. And they have the family name, and so what? They need something to back it up. So we need that generational fulfillment, death benefit that in your absence, people will not be crying only because of your burial. People will not be crying not only because you are dead, but if you don't take it, they will also be crying because of the debt you left behind for them. So you want people to miss you for your departure, not because of the trouble you have created with your departure. And people have come here and say, Apostle, we're crying at our dad's funeral, not because the person died, it's because the person died with so much debt. So aside going to bury him, that was our easiest part. Our most difficult part is going to deal with all the trouble he has left for us. And we have to fight. And we have to deal with. So
and that's why it's like leaving a battle for your kids to fight rather than transferring a beating.
That's right. And sometimes we only think about spiritual battles, but some Christians are living physical battles for people to fight, which is not just spiritual. And people will fight for years trying to clean their parents' name or trying to clean their family name because they also carry the name. So they don't want the name to be dragged to the mud if they carry their family name. So they want to save the family name. They don't want people to be talking bad, especially in small towns. They don't want people to be talking bad about their parents. If they left so much debt, they want to satisfy them so that their family name will carry reputation. So we want to teach our children faith, but we also want to teach them generational wealth so that as young as they are, they can be thinking of those things when they start making money. So I teach people that when your kids are young, if you have to hide, if you have a business, let them get involved in the business as early as 13, 14, 15, 16. Let them come on board, answer phone calls, shred papers. I have my older daughter coming to shred papers. And at time I give her $100, I say, you are come and help daddy shred all these papers 4 hours. That's your job. You get $100, $20 an hour, $5, 5 hours, get $100. So I'm trying to train them that they can start earning some money at a lower, and then some company structure that you can also pay your children. If you have company structure, which I'll do maybe another time when we dive into, you can have your children that you can pay, they put them on the payroll and pay them, especially if you have an LLC, you can pay your children, as those who are under 18, and then when they're over 18, you can even pay them 1099. You can contract with your children. So the money that you give to your children in your business, you can pay them. And the money that you give them as stock money, you can use it as their pay and structure it in such a way that instead of just paying them money to go use your money without getting any benefit, that's a tax thing. You can pay them legally, and then that money can be the actual money that you can use as a tax write-off. That is something for free for business owners. That they can talk to me more. I can give them more. I have some clients that have set up payroll for their children, and they say, my child is consuming almost $500 a month. I say, look here, make it a payroll and pay them the payroll. Let them use that money, and then you can use it as 6,000 or 12,000 as a write-off. You can pay them all the way to about 12,000 a year as a payroll. So these are things that tax things that I'll be putting in few things to help people who will listen to this video, or people who will contact me to help them. So from statistics, I'll just take about 2 minutes to go through a few statistics. In America, about 58% of Americans, they live from paycheck to paycheck. So which means more than half of the population. 25% never plan to retire. 2 out of 10 people who are over the age of 50 may not stop working. And that's about 20%. That is really serious. And 1 in 5 over the age of 65, they are currently working now. You see old people greeting at Walmart gate, people who are 70 years and they are greeting people, hello, how are you? Some of them, they don't want to be there. but they don't have what it takes to live off their social security. So they have to come and do extra work because they haven't prepared for retirement. You go to warehouses and you see 68 or 70-year-old men working in warehouses, they carry things and the thing drops. It is because they have not prepared. They're supposed to be sitting home playing with their grandchildren or being in a resort, having those fruit umbrella drink even when it's not raining to enjoy their lives, but they are working because they don't have what it takes. So 40% of people over 80, they rely on social security, which is also not good enough. But as of now, from statistics, about 40% of the population over 60 years are caught up only with social security income. So which means 40% of Americans are poor because most people are getting social security less than $2,000 a month. And we know the bills. Georgia probably is a little bit lenient, but a place like New York, California, certain states, Chicago, if you are making, less than $2,000 a month, you cannot even get accommodation, rent for one bedroom. Now Georgia is going up. So if people making, from statistics, as at October last year, social security average is about $1,670 per social security. That's the average social security income, which tells me that most people, their social security only pays their rent when they retire. If they don't have a paid for house, their social security can only pay for their rent or their mortgage if they have a smaller house, and that is it. Utility bills, money to live on, money for medicine and other stuff may not come in. So we need to understand this concept that social security as at 2035 is likely that social security may be reduced tremendously because the money is being run out. So it's possible that they will cut social security by the next 10 years. So those of us, if Jesus doesn't come by 2033, the projection is that social security is going to be lesser than it is now. So it could be 1,002, 1,003, and it will not be enough for anybody who wants to live in this country well with social security. Now, there are a few questions I want to ask if you are listening to me or if you'll be listening to this video later, is that what is your plan? What are your plans for retirement? You want to stay home? Do you want to travel? You want to do ministry? You want to depend on your kids? And maybe the last thing that may not be good that you just want to die. I spoke with one of my clients, said, Apostle, after retirement, I just want to die because I don't have any money to live off. I say, oh, that's not good enough. That is where people really enjoy their life because they are retired. They want to enjoy their life and they want to do well, travel, support their grandchildren, and be there for their family for all the lost time they put in whilst they were working. So they want to be there for their children. They want to visit their grandchildren, spend time with them. But you can't do that when you are broke. You need to put your finances together now. So the question is, what is your current income and expense? You have to think about it, budget for it, and know how much you are making, how much you are spending. Is any of money left over on your budget? If not, can you reorganize your budget in such a way that you have some money saved? I tell people in our church that when you get your money, you give 10% to God. At least save 10 or 20% if you can for yourself. You pay your God, you pay yourself, and then you can use the remaining 70 or 80% for your expenses. And what I always tell people that will be getting soon to the investment part, that savings accounts is very good, but it's only good for a period. If you save for your entire life, you are broke because of the time value of money and because of inflation. So people who does save forever, then they never have money because their money will always be less over time. So you need to invest after you save for a period of time. You invest so that you can leverage with your savings to be able to get the best out of your savings with your investment. So the question is, when you retire now and you're not getting your monthly income, will your retirement income support your lifestyle that you want to, or you are living now, or you want to live in retirement? Those who are ministers, those who are in ministry, that do you have retirement plan in your church? If not, is your church still going to pay you after you retire, or they will have a nice, cute young pastor come in and trying to get you off, and like you never been in the ministry before, because everybody is following your younger pastor who is now young, cute, and running the church, and then we are retired and nobody cares about that anymore. I had once apostle who retired, and the church didn't have any social security. At the age of 68, he had to start another church at the age of 68. And that wasn't an ideal situation because that was the only way he could make a living. After he has retired from his denominational ministry, it was a denomination that he was part of, over 40 years, he retired and he didn't have any retirement. They just raised money for him, maybe about 50,000 for him, and that was it. And after 3-4 years, the money was gone. He had to start another church just to make a living. So after seeing people do that, I realized that I have to help our people, including myself, to be able to build and prepare for the future. So are you receiving any passive income? Now, that's another question we want to look at. Are you receiving any passive income? And we'll get to that very soon. And do you have multiple sources of income? These are questions we want to you to think about. Because if your paycheck is your only income, that is not good enough. You need a second or a third income. At least you need 2 other streams of income. As you can, the next 3 to 5 years, you have to put a plan in place to get a second stream of income. Very, very, very important. I have more than 1 stream of income, and I can speak of it because I'm doing it. So from experience, it's way better. It helps you to relax. And if one goes down, you know there's another one coming. So having multiple streams of income is a very good thing, and it helps you to really do well in life. How much debt do you have now, or will you have when you retire? You have to know. And then, are you planning, or are you planning at all for retirement, or you just don't want to plan? Because not planning is planning also. So not people have to say, if you haven't planned for retirement, that is your plan. They say, what do you mean? I say, deciding not to plan is your plan for retirement. So you will ask you what, I say, I don't have a plan, but that is your plan. Not having a plan is your plan. So there's no any zero ground. Either you have a plan or you don't, but both are active decisions. Plan is a decision. Not having a plan is also an active decision. Is your plan not to have a plan? So those are things that we need to look at as Christians, work on it, and see how best we can leverage. I'm going straight into, because of time, I'll go straight into the types of retirement incomes that we could be looking at. Social Security, IRA, 401k, and annuity, capital gain. Those are individual items that are retirement income. And we have rental income, we have CDs, savings, checking accounts, and we have reverse mortgage, we have life insurance, we have debt reduction payment, and we have other source of residual income that I'll talk about. But because of time, like I said, I want to go straight into the income so that we can get time to deliberate on it, the retirement income. So the first one is Social Security income. Everybody that works in America for 10 years, you have 4 points every year. And if you have your 40 points, you qualify for Social Security. So if you have worked more than 10 years here, you qualify for Social Security. And it's deducted from your wages, from self-employed income, from our profit, income from commission, bonus is taxable. So you get those incomes automatically because you are self-employed. But what happened is, after you got to your 40 points, the question is, you may not have enough at the time of retirement, but you need 40 points. And people have come to me who are self-employed, especially self-employed people. They have come to me that they have only worked 2 years in America and they are at the age of 60 and they're not going to go social. I have to file their taxes quickly for them to catch up, to be able to get the 10 years work by the time they are 67 or 66 or 68. Why? Because some people think that once they are working, they are doing hair braiding, they are doing delivery, they are doing Uber 1099 and stuff, and sometimes they write all their income off on the taxes and they don't pay any self-employed tax. So W2 is automatic withdrawn. If you are self-employed like ministers, 1099 delivery people, Uber, Amazon, those who don't do W2, you have to file and then make sure that some of your income is left. At least as at 2022, last year, you know about 6,040. This year is about 6,000, over 6,000. You need to at least report as a net income to get your 4 points, so that after 10 years, you can get your retirement. Early retirement is 62, full retirement 66. Now it's about 67 because they are pushing the age up. By the time we retire by 20 years from now, it could probably be 70. Now they are pushing it up to 66, 67, you know. So before it used to be 64, it went to 65, and now to 66. Now they're trying to push even to 67, depending on where you were born. So SSI is a good income, but like I said, at least you'll be getting maybe 1,500 at most when you retire. So, or 2,000 if your income was high. So SSI is a good income, but make that as a base income to cover basic bills like utilities, maybe cell phone, light bill, whatever, just basic, not even your mortgage, just basic expenses. I will advise that. But any other serious expense like mortgage, you don't even want to use your Social Security for mortgage, but it will not, because it will not be enough to travel, that it won't even get you ticket to outside the country. So it will not be enough. You'll be stuck, so stuck here that the Social Security money, if it's 1,000, 3,000, 4,000, unless it's a very low season, it doesn't even get you a ticket out of the country, so you just be stuck. It's going to take you 2 or 3 Social Security money to get a good ticket to travel. So it may not be enough. But what am I saying? We want to prepare. That is our passion. So Social Security income is there. You get some, but don't put your hope only on that. The second income is the IRA that I'll talk about. IRA is individual retirement accounts where everybody can do it. There are 2 IRAs, Roth IRA and traditional IRA. Roth IRA, I'll talk about traditional. Traditional IRA is before tax money. It's like a 401k on your job, before tax money. Then you can go to your bank, you can contact us, will help you to set up an IRA account where you can put fixed amount of money or different amount of money monthly, or you can put some of your tax refunds periodically or yearly, monthly, weekly, bi-weekly, and build retirement. Or you can put a lump sum, maybe $10,000 that you got that you don't want to use the money. But you can have up to $6,500 that is tax deductible. Anything more than that is not tax deductible, but that money is still your money. So the tax after tax money is up to $6,500, then you can get a tax credit. Roth IRA is after tax money. So when your money is taxed, you can still go put some of the money into the Roth IRA. The difference is that the Roth IRA is not taxed when you withdraw the money in the future. Traditional IRA is a deferred income. It doesn't get taxed now, but when you retire and you withdraw the money, or if you withdraw the money in the future, that is when it's taxed. So you can either have Roth or traditional IRA anytime to build for retirement. When you withdraw the money after 59 and a half, no taxes.
So which is best, the Roth or the traditional?
I mean, if you are making good money now, the Roth could be good because then you can pay tax on your money and still save. And then when you withdraw in the future, you don't pay any taxes.
Okay.
Now, if you are not making that much money, then you need more of your money now, then you can defer the tax. And then it will not be taxed now, but when you withdraw it in the future, it will be taxed. But when you are 59 and a half, you don't pay penalty for all retirement income when you withdraw the money. Because if you are not 59 and a half years and you withdraw any retirement money, you pay penalty. Then you 10% penalty and then the taxes. People come to my office crying all the time. One of my clients went to withdraw 90,000 of their money from because the company closed and he didn't call me. He just used only 30,000 of that money. 60,000 was still stuck in the account. And she didn't know that she wasn't supposed to touch it. She was just supposed to roll over the money into another IRA. She didn't know. So she took all the 90 because the company closed down and she was looking for a job. She used about 30,000. At the end of the year, 60,000 was still in the account, but she has to pay penalty and tax on all the 90,000. And it cost her almost 25% to 28% of that money. She lost almost 25,000 of that money because she has to pay 10% penalty, which is 9,000, and almost 15% to 20% taxes. Almost 50. So it cost her almost 25% of the 90,000. And she almost cried when I said, all you had to do was just one phone call for free. I wasn't even going to charge her, just to tell her, open an IRA account and roll over the money. She said, I didn't know. I said, that's ignorant. Knowledge is costly, but ignorant, it could be more costly than gaining knowledge or understanding something. So that's why the Bible said, I know that get understanding. As the book of Proverbs says that in all our gettings, Proverbs 4:7 says, in all our gettings, we should get understanding, because that is where most of our success is, understanding the principles of life. And then for business people, we can also have the SEP IRA, and then we can also have the simple IRA. So the simple IRA is available, SEP IRA is available. And we businessmen, we can have both, SEP and simple. You can contribute up to 25% of your income as a business person, and it's tax-free into your IRA account, and that is for retirement. So that's a good thing. And then the simple IRA, you can contribute, both you and your employee, you can put contribution for them as a sole proprietor. Yes, and you can put money into that account. As of 2023, it's about 15,500 that you can put in your account as an owner of your as owner of a business. And to me, it's a lot of money. If you make 100,000 and you put 15,000 away, by the time you retire, you are a millionaire already. Oh. By 20, 30 years, if you invest the money properly, you can go wherever you want to go at any time, anywhere, because you have so much money that your money will outlive you, that you can leave the good inheritance for children. So when your children come to your funeral, they will come with swag. They will have their black suit, top and down with their glasses. Hello, how are you? Hi. Because they know everything is paid for. They don't have to say, grandpa or grandma already. The money grandpa had, they just need maybe 5%. They will do maybe 50,000 funeral. People say, man, how did these people spend all this money? But grandpa already have 500,000 in their account, so they can take 50,000 and blow the funeral big, make the person like a president funeral. And people will be talking all over, hey, why did these people? They don't know that their grandfathers already made provision that, hey, when I pass, blow me big because I have the money. And they will come with swag. People think that everybody in the family is a millionaire because grandma has or grandpa has made provision. And it leaves a good name for the family. And it leaves a good legacy. And the people that will be there, they will praise the person that has passed. And they will speak well of the family also. So it will leave a good name for the family. But it's really what we do now. So that is about the IRA. And if you want more information, more questions, you can contact me 678-523-2847. That's my phone number. And you can contact me anytime. Or you can also contact Miss Sandra. And then Miss Sandra can link you with me and they will help. So that is, Miss Sandra, do you have any question?
So I think before we continue to the next episode, I just want to take a water break.
Okay.
Just take a commercial.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.
So welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. So thank you very much. We are still in the money making, investing, and living in abundance. We're still talking about how you can save some of your money, how you can invest some of your money. So 401k and 403b is another way to invest. That's those who have regular jobs. Make sure, actually, my wife told me that before, when she started working for the first 5 years, she didn't know about 401k. So she took all her money. One day, one of her co-workers, one of the senior ladies in the church from Jamaica, prompted her, hey, a young lady, do you have 401k? So what is 401k? Is it a street or what are you talking about? Is it a meal? She had no idea. And I said, oh, and she was a nurse, by then. I said, oh, it's a way you can save some of your money. And he said, okay, I want to do that. And she started saving money. When we met, she had a lot of money saved over 10 years of work in New York. She had a lot of money saved through a 401k that I was even surprised. And I said, how did you manage to save for this? So I was just letting them take as much as possible, and then they match it 50%. So then they took advantage of it because it was a very big hospital in New York and they had money. So the hospital supported the 401k and she had a lot of money saved in there where we met. But what am I saying? 401k, 403. 401k is normally for profit. 403b normally is for non-profit organizations that offer. The 403b is available for churches and government workers, the 403b. But that's also a way that you can contribute. You can still have 401k. I have some clients that have 401k and IRA. 401k is through their job and IRA is when they go do it themselves. But both plans allow employers to match. So take advantage of it. People, if your employer, if you put 1,000 there every month and your employer can add 500 or 250, that is free money. If you don't put it there, you lose the money. Other people are benefiting. So please, I want to advise you that if you can, even whatever you can do, $100, 500,000, based on whatever money you make a month, put some in 401k. And if you keep it for years, they diversify the investment. Just make sure they invest them in a low risk investment so that you don't lose your money. Higher risk, you could get more returns, but then you could lose part of your money. But if it's a low risk like bond, treasury bills, stocks, low profile stocks, bond, treasury bill, those are long-term or long-range bonds, you don't lose the base. You may not get a whole lot of money added, but at least your base, you don't lose whatever money you are put in. And in the long run, because they diversify, you still get aggregate increase because they diversify in low risk investment. So it's very, very, very important that you can contribute as much as 22,500 in 2020 this year into 401k. So that is a blessing, and it's allowed in the United States. So when people retire, they don't have any. People have come. Some of my class have come to in their 50. They don't have any retirement. I say, have you lived here how long? They say 15 years, 18 years. I say, do you want to retire? I say yes. And I tell them, please, if you want to retire, if you plan to retire, if you plan to work the rest of your life, then I will leave you alone because you're making money till you die. But if you plan to retire, then I need to help you. And then I talk to them. An annuity, the third thing is an annuity. Apart from the Social Security, 401k, 403b, and that an annuity is a contract between you and an insurance company. Now, that contract says that you pay a lump sum money now, and then at a certain set date, you can get continuous withdrawal till you pass. Or you can make a lump sum, a fixed amount over a period of time. Let's say the next 10 years. You sign up with an annuity company that I'm going to contribute $500 every month for 10 years. After that, I'll be withdrawing $2,000 a month for maybe 7 years agreement. And then they'll agree. Or you'll be withdrawing, maybe you'll be contributing $1,000 a month for, let's say, 20 years. And after that, when you look at it, they say, okay, you can withdraw $2,000 or $1,500 till you die. That is an annuity. So it's lump sum. You can use lump sum. Maybe somebody have 100,000 from an insurance settlement or from something. They don't want to put 100,000 in an annuity. They can buy an annuity for 100,000, and they could be getting a fixed withdrawal for the rest of their lives. And sometimes if you pass before certain age, they give the rest of the money to your surviving spouse. It's also listed in the insurance. That's why when my dad passed, we had a pension from his job, and we had the annuity that he has done himself. When he passed, he was in South Africa. So his pension, they gave us some money from his pension because he was a professor from the school. And then he had an annuity that had a lump sum that because he retired before he passed. So he has just gotten it he was supposed to get it for about 10 years. He only got it for 3 years. So they pay us the remaining money for the remaining 7 years. And they had 5 of us. So we shared. And it made us smile a little bit after the death.
Oh my God.
It made us smile. It was good. So the annuity is good. Lump sum, you can pay a lump sum one time and then you get a fixed amount, or you can make monthly contribution, maybe 500, 200, 100. And I advise a lot of pastors to let their church do an annuity for them, because your church can put 500 a month, they won't even fail it. Or $1,000 a month, the church will not even fail it. But if they do that for 20 years, when you retire at 70 or 65 or 60, you'll be withdrawing a certain fixed amount to your pass. That could be $500 or $1,000 a month. That comes to you, the minister, that can cover basic bills. So let's take note of that. That's the annuity. Annuity. The next thing I would like to talk about is the capital gain. And I will spend a little bit here, because the capital gain, that is money, profit you make by having stocks, bond, cryptocurrency, treasury bills. Now, I don't deal more with stocks because they are very volatile, but if you are comfortable with it, you can. It has a long-term benefit, because most of the company were investing over time, the stocks or their shares get bigger, like IT companies, like Amazon, Microsoft, what's the other guy?
IBM,
Apple,
HP.
IBM, Mercedes, those big companies that are doing well. IBM, this guy, Tesla, all those IT folks who are in charge of the things now, you can invest in them and then you can make return in the long run. But I like the house type because it's tangible, it's rare. I said, I want it to be real. I want to see my asset. I want to drive by and say, this house is here. If it burns down, I know. If there's fire on it, I know. If when I drive by and it's there, I know at the end of the month, I'm getting the money. So I'll talk a little bit about the rental houses that please help certain pastors to acquire, clients to acquire, and some of the members of our church to acquire rental property. I tell them, look here, you can save maybe 20 or 30,000 for the next 2-3 years, 4 years, how long it takes you to save. Use that to buy a rental property. When you buy the rental property, you could be getting maybe 60, but it could be a townhouse, a simple house, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. You could be getting $2,000 or between $1,500 to $2,000 a month rent. Your mortgage is most likely going to be less than $1,500 because you have to put 20% down. So I'm doing one for one of my clients. He's getting $1,900. His mortgage is $1,400. So he's getting about $500 a month for the rest of his life. And tenants are always assured because the agents, people are chasing after them to buy, and rent. Apartments are expensive, so people are running to houses now. So houses are becoming a hot cake now. If you can get a house, pay 20 or 30, 40,000 down, you could be making 500 a month. If you have money in the next 5 years to pay off the house, let's say you get a house for 200,000, you put 40,000 down, you do a loan for 160, you could be paying about maybe 1,400, 1,300 a month or 1,400. If you rent the house for 2,000 in Marietta, in Austell, 1,009 or 2,000 a month, you can get 3-bedroom house for that these days very easily. Lithia Springs, you can do or 2,000 or 2,000. You could be making 600-700 every month, and then the remaining 160,000. If you and your wife or you and your husband, you can pay it off in 5 years. If you put in, let's say 30,000 every year or 25,000 every year, by 5 years that house will be paid off. Now you have almost 2,000 income coming, and it's free, paid off for the rest of your life. When you die and your children know that house worth 300 or 350,000 in Marietta, and there's a condo there in Marietta, when they come with your funeral, they'll be smiling. You put the shade so people wouldn't know that they are excited. They're not excited because you died, but they know
excited about the returns.
They know there's the good father or good mother have left inheritance for them, and they know if you have 2 or 3 houses worth $1 million, they know that they can have fun in your absence. And then that's where your grandchildren can say, okay, I give this house to my grandchild, I give this to this grandchild, and then your grandchildren will be mentioning your name. Oh, my grandpa helped me to get this car. Oh, my grandpa, because they know the money coming is grandpa's money. So you are gone, but every day your name will be on their mouth. Oh, my grandpa helped me to get this video game, because the money coming is from grandpa. It's grandpa that bought the house. So what am I saying? You will never be forgotten. There are certain people, when people remember their memory, their sorrow, they are sad because of the trouble they created. But there are certain people, their memory bring good thoughts. So houses are one of the best way now. Most people who are millionaires, they invest in real estate, because real estate is real, it's appreciating, and you can make good money with it. So I recommend that when people save money, look for me or look for somebody who you can trust. Let them help you to acquire a rental property. And if you have more money, you can do commercial in the future. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's for the house. So other stocks, bonds, people are still doing, but I normally recommend the real estate because it's for real. Yes. Yes. And then the rental income is a passive income. And then once you get into it, they say from statistics, about 50 million house units are being occupied by renters in the US. So I say, wow, so there are 50 million people out of the 300 million collecting rental income. So my question, this statistic is so big for you not to be part of it. At least be one out of the 50 million. That's too many people enjoying rental income, and we are not part of it. The equation is wrong. I tell our church people, in the next 5 years, I want everybody that have a house to prepare for an investment house. And this year, 2 people have already gotten one from January to now, because I encourage them that the next 5 years, at least get one rental property. And you'll be surprised that if you pay it off in the next 5-10 years, by the time you retire, you have your house paid off, you have a rental property paid off, you could be getting 2,000 to 3,000 a month. And that's free money. Yeah. You enjoy the rest of your life. And you can, if you want to, you can refinance that house, pull money out. I mean, you can do things with it. If you retire, you need 100,000, you can go get 100,000 loan. Put it in your bank account, look at the money and smile every day. It will lower your blood pressure, make you live longer. If the zeros are more in your accounts. When they look at the accounts, they are dying early because there's no money there. The accounts are already red and they are retired. There's some people when they take 100,000, you put it there every day, they go look at their bank accounts, you got 100,000 and they just smile because they know they got some, apart from God, they have some security that no matter what happens, they are ready to face it in life. It gives that security. And when you pass, your children will still continue to run it. So some people, they will pay it off, but when they retire, they can go get 150,000 or 200,000. And they take 100,000 and go to Africa. If you go to Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, with $100,000 cash, if you may probably sit next to the president because you can do things with it. There are a lot of business you can do. People will respect you. They will honor you because you have come well. Amen. So passive income, please, that's a must. Make it happen. Very, very, very important. Yes. So it's very strategic. See these savings and checking, do it, but don't let it stay there forever. Move the money. When you build a CD, when you build saving, checking, move the money to something else like house, or move the money to something that you can. Because if I have 100,000 in the bank, the best I may get could be 200 or 300 the whole year. I won't even get $1,000. I split that 100,000 into 2. I put 50,000 in 2 houses. I could be making at least 500 of the two houses, at least $1,000 every month. And that could give me 1,200 of my 100,000. And that's more than 10%. That I would never get any investment anywhere in the US. You can't put 100,000 anywhere and make $1,000 a month, 10%. But if you put it in rest, the two houses, I've done that for some of my clients. Two houses, they are making 1,000 every month of the mortgage as we speak now. And they are making almost more than 10%. So they have invested themselves and they are getting return on investment themselves. Very, very, very important. Reverse mortgage is also something that I want to talk. If you're over 62, you can reverse your mortgage and not pay mortgage again. This saves some of my clients' life. They didn't know. They have paid their house for 20, 25, 10, 15 years and say, hey, you are 62. By law, you can go to the bank and say, okay, I need 50,000 cash. I want you guys to reverse my mortgage. What that means is that your house may worth 400,000. You have paid 200. You got 200 on. You say, okay, out of the 200 that I've paid in the past 20 years, please give me 50,000 as cash out. The remaining 150, I want to do a reverse mortgage on my equity. So use my equity to pay my mortgage for the rest of my life. So you retire and you don't pay mortgage again. Very, very, very powerful. So you can enjoy your retirement money. So the house that your primary home, you can retire, and once you are 62 and a half, you can stop paying your mortgage by doing something we call reverse. They will give you cash, maybe 20% of whatever the equity. They will use the 80% to do a loan. The loan is that use my equity to pay my mortgage for the rest of my life. They call it reverse mortgage. We've done it for people, and now they're living in their house for free. Though the house has not been paid off fully, but instead of them to leave, they don't have much money. Instead of them to die and leave the equity for their children, they're using some of the equity in the house to pay the mortgage till they die. Very, very, very nice for older people who are struggling financially. Do you have any question there?
Yeah, I want to ask, because when you said reverse mortgage,
Right.
what you approach the bank and tell the bank that you want part of the money you've contributed, or what is it?
Yes, you approach a mortgage officer like me, or you go to the bank, the loan department, the loan officer, that you want them to do a reverse mortgage loan for you. It's a loan they do, but the loan is called reverse mortgage. That they are reversing the equity you have in your house. So let's say your house worth 500,000. You have paid 300 over the past 20 years. It left is 10 years, but you have retired. You are 63, 64 now. You want to reverse. You don't want to pay your mortgage anymore. Your house mortgage is, let's say, 3,000 a month. So you go to the bank and say, hey, bank, I have 500,000 house. I'm paying 3,000 a month. I want a reverse mortgage. Or you come to me, a mortgage person, I do the reverse mortgage for you, where I put a mortgage program in place for you, where you can get, let's say, 100,000 of the 300 that you are paid, or 50,000 as cash to walk away. And then the remaining 250, they use to do a loan that from now, maybe the next 10, 15 years, as you leave, you have maybe another 20 years to leave, you don't have to pay mortgage again. They are using the equity in your house to pay your mortgage.
Oh.
Instead of, if you can't take all the equity, because when you retire, you may not have income to refinance to take all the equity out. But then you don't need income to do the reverse mortgage because you are retired. So the money that is sitting in your house, instead of selling the house, you can use the money sitting in your house to pay your mortgage. Very, very powerful tool that a lot of people do not know. Yes.
So when you say you retire, can you do your own business?
Yes. You can use some money to start your own business. Retire means maybe you are a teacher, you are a professor, you are a nurse, you are a doctor, you are no more doing your main job. But whatever money, you can use some of the money to do your business. That's correct. You can start your own business. You can even do part-time work, travel, do things, but you don't have to pay mortgage again if you don't want to. That's what they call it, reverse mortgage. So you can stop your mortgage payment for the rest of your life if you're over 62 and a half, by using equity in your house to pay the mortgage in your house. Yeah. And that's a very powerful thing.
I think every older person needs to hear this story. That's
right. We do that for our clients. Very, very good program. And then we have the life insurance. Life insurance is, we all know, universal life. We have the whole life and term life. I like the universal life because it's universal. There's nothing universal that can be wrong. So I like to call the universal one. You have the cash value, you have a face value, and you have the death benefit. If you die, your family get the money. If you become terminally ill, that you can't work again, they can still give you your full money. So if you're sure 1 million and you have a sickness that you can't work again, you can get all your 1 million before you die and use it for your sickness. And the third part is that it has a cash value. Cash value means once you are alive, if you have done it for 10 years, okay, guys, I have 40,000 there. I need 30,000. You can go take the money. It builds cash value over a period of time. It's 3 in 1 type of insurance. I don't do life insurance, but I have associates that does it. So when people call me, I refer them. That's the one who did mine. I refer them to.
That's awesome.
Them was something referred for them. And the life insurance is also good. Most of the white people, that's what they use for their money. They put maybe 5 million life insurance in their grandfather or grandmother, and the whole family, everybody will be paying. When the person dies, they share the money. Yes. When the person is like 60, they know the person will die one day. So you see all the white folks coming to funerals and nobody's crying, everybody is nice. You think they are nice for nothing. You see African people, crying because everybody is broke. They will come dressed black, nice in their cars. Everybody, because they know what's up. They know once this person is buried, everybody know, nobody will have problem in the family again. They got 3 million or 4 million coming. So they do that a lot. They insure their parents, and then they cash the money out when the person passed. And then they put somebody, they're paying $500 a month, but they know whenever the parent passes, they invest the money so that they can get more money. They become rich. The family become rich. And then debt reduction or payment is where you pay off your credit cards, car note, mortgage. That's just an advice that what we advise that most people, there's nothing wrong. Borrowing for investment is good. It enhances capacity and profitability. The prophet in 2 Kings 4:117 told the woman, Prophet Elisha said, go borrow vessels, because your capacity brings the level of your blessing. So sometimes if you don't enlarge your capacity, God cannot bless you. I taught this in our church that for you want to receive higher blessing, you have to learn to enlarge your capacity. Your capacity brings your profitability. So most companies, they go borrow, but they may have $1 million to start a business, but they may need another 1 or 2 million to be able to operate certain level to make profit. So they go borrow another 1 or 2 million to increase their capacity. They can increase productivity. So borrowing to invest, but borrowing to buy things like car is not investment, because car depreciate. Yeah. It's not a good investment. Borrowing for mortgage is good because mortgage appreciates. So car note, credit cards are not good investment. But then when you have them, make sure you take care of them. When you're heading towards retirement, you reduce your credit card spending, you pay off your cars, so that you won't carry too much debt when you retire. We are normally advised that. And other source of income, as our time is coming, other source of income could be like coaching, tutoring, having a content base like Miss Sandra has, having a content base, doing book publishing, book editing, or having something online that people can do, selling things on Amazon, being Instagram influencer, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Those are affiliate marketing. You can have a content-based website course. You can have ebooks, books. You can have different things like consulting, teaching. Those are all other sorts of residual income. But most of them, like especially the one that involves you, at the point if you can't teach anymore, then it stops coming. But then if you have something that can still make money whilst you are sleeping, whilst you are not working, like an app or something on Amazon or eBay, something that can make you money whilst you are not working.
That's a passive income.
That's a good passive and residual income. So that's what I always tell people, that anything that anytime that you not do anything, but you can make money, is a good thing. Because the money will come when you are on vacation sleeping. You could be in Bahamas or Jamaica or somewhere on the beach and you're still making money whilst you're on the beach. So that's a good thing. So those are some of the financial ideas that I want to raise. If you still have 2 or 3 minutes, I can talk a little bit about the pitfalls of loans.
You can go ahead.
Okay. So the fundraising ideas is where, especially for ministries and for businesses, I tell people that SBA was the best way to get the money for business. SBA loans, like during the pandemic time, but now SBA is still giving loans. So most banks are very difficult starting a regular business, but SBA is one of the best ways that you can get a business from them, loans for business. And I also advise people that sometimes they can use their own credit card. I've had clients that had 4 or 5 credit cards that were like 40,000. I say, look here, take 20,000, 555 off your credit card and start the business. Borrow from your credit card, and then it's investment. When the business start making money, you can return the money from your credit card. There are people that have advised that they have borrowed 40,000 from their credit card to buy a house. And as the money was coming, they were paying the credit card of their house as a down payment because they didn't have much cash. So you can borrow from your credit card. Some people have 50,000 credit card and they've been sitting for 4 years. They haven't done nothing with it. I tell them, take 30,000 of the credit card, put down for a house. And the 500 coming, you can use that to pay the credit card off. and you still have your house, somebody is paying your mortgage. How can you lose?
No,
You are using somebody's money. Most of the rich people, they use other people's money to make money. They don't use their own money. So that's some of the way to raise money for business or for investment. But for ministries like a church, I tell our church, we make them, encourage them to contribute a fixed amount of money towards, like, let's say, church building or a project. We encourage people to share their vision, share their ideas, and encourage them to donate. Our church, we donate $1,000 or more, leaders $2,000 or more, ministers $5,000 or more, and we're able to get the money. We raised $200,000 to buy our church building, but we're able to raise it in 4 years because we committed people to the vision. And we can have envelope fundraising, some sale of items, entertainment like gospel night and other fundraising ideas. But speaking to individuals, but normally I tell people that most of the big money, I learned this from Dr. Sam Chan, most of the big money is raised from individuals. That's the secret. People that have money, you sit down with them, lunch or breakfast, you share your vision, and they will give you maybe 20,000 or 10,000 or 30,000 towards a vision in the church. I have one pastor from Rwanda say, he spoke with the guy gave them $100,000 for their church gym center. One person signed a check for 100,000, and that's over one lunch because he went and talked to it. So most of the individual money can come from the church, but if you want the big money, you go for the big fish and see if you can raise big money from them. And I'll end with the pitfalls for loans.
When you say big fish, who are the people you're talking about? Are they members of your church?
People that have, it could be members of your church or people that have good business in the community. There are certain people, they are very general. They don't go to church, but their money can be useful for church. So what you do is, your church members and people that have good business, or you can go and talk to them that, hey, we want to start, we want to start like a food ministry to provide food for people in the community, but we need a bigger building. We can't do it now. We have to go by another bit. So we need we are raising maybe 100,000. Can you support that with 5,000 or 10,000 as a profit? I will give you a write-off. And not all of them will agree, but some companies, when they are making good profit, they can donate 10,000 to the church and use that as a write-off. If the manager is somebody, they don't go to church, but they are very generous. So some they can give, because they know the church in the community is going to reduce all this robbery and gangs and all the trouble people coming to use guns to steal their money. So they know once the church is coming to that community to do community outreach, it's going to help overall community profile. They know that the church is going to help people to stop all the gangs and stuff in the church, in the community. They support the community outreach work. So sometimes they may not give for the regular preaching and Sunday.
Yeah.
And you have a program, let's say drug abuse program, teenage pregnancy, English as a second, something in the community, how to eat well with nutrition, something computer literacy or tutoring after school, something that they know is productive to the community, they will support it. Yeah. So that is information about it. And then with the red flags of the loan, I tell people watch out for high interest. Yesterday, one pastor friend of mine called me that somebody want to get a commercial loan, and they have a hard money lender who want to buy the property for them, but they're giving them 3 months to buy the property back. Else they will take else they will be defaulted. I say, look here, that is going to borrow money from the snake. And get your door open. It's ready to bite you. So I told them, no, get this guy qualified, let him buy that property, because these investors, they don't care about the guy, they care about the property. They are just baiting the person. 3 months, they know the person wouldn't be able to qualify in 3 months. They will get that property out of the person because they give you just 3 months to go buy. You could have looked at it and buy it now. So high interest is sometimes they give you 12, 13, 14%. They know, and they say adjustable, and the next time they adjust it to 18. So that's and then short-term financing, hard money lending is a pitfall. So we should work either regular financing or church or business financing, and also high prepayment penalty. They will say, oh, you can get the loan, but in the next 5 years, when you pay the loan off, you pay 10% penalty. Watch out for that. And borrowing too much money that you can afford. This goes to mostly ministers and business people that you have a business which is just started, and they want to go get 1 million building for their business, and they see that all the money they are making is going to pay the mortgage. You can't afford it. We should cut our code according to our child. After that, we pass a pastor. You make maybe 10,000 a month. You can't go and buy 8,000 mortgage building. You can't survive. The church have to pay you. The church have to support bills. The church have to save some of the money. Get maybe 50% of your tithe and offering as the mortgage, and then use the rest of the money to run the church. Because if you go put all your money in mortgage, because it's too much mortgage, you have to look at your capacity, debt to income. before you go acquire any property, so that you don't lose the property. Because time will come, if your congregation reduce or if the people decide not to pay the tithe as they were paying before, you lose your house, your building, because it was too high. And the restrictive conditions, make sure that the conditions are reasonable, because if they put in there that maybe within 5 years, if you refinance, you pay 10% prepayment, you can get a better deal when the economy gets better, but then you have to go pay 50,000 to refinance. You don't want to do it. So then you get stuck with the big rate, because they know what they put in there. So read all the fine lines. Make sure you get an honest loan officer like me to help you to get a good deal, so that when you buy, you don't regret and you don't lose property you have committed money to, because you don't care about your money. If you lose the property, you lose it with the money that you put in. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Felix,
sir.
I approve this message. Thank you.
Very exciting session. You know, I didn't want to stop you, and I'm sure our guests and everyone connecting online, having a good time. I want to thank our guests. I want to thank our viewers. Thank you for being on this show. And if this has been a blessing to you, it is said that leaders are those who knows it and share it with others. We don't keep information. We share in order to be a blessing to our world. So please share this video, let people learn. I've learned a lot, the reverse. I have so much to recap, but rather than keeping you longer than necessary, I would want you to go back to watch this video. It's an exciting one. It's a blessing to others. People who are over 62, finding it difficult to pay their mortgage, they can do what you call the reverse mortgage. Pastor Paul Adade said it all. It's a must watch, a must listen for everyone. So I want to thank you for joining us on this Money Matters Live. Thank you, sir, for honoring our invitation. I think we'll have to bring you back, because you spoke about the structure, business structure, organization structure, how you can get structure in place to pay your kids and at the same time write off tax with it. So that's a great one, sir. So we're looking forward to having you maybe sometimes in October or November as the time permits, because I know that you're very busy, you're traveling soon. So I just said, well, let me quickly catch you before you go again. Thank you so much, sir. Do have a blessed evening. My love to the family, sir.
Thank you. Have a good evening too.
Thank you, sir. But before you go, let me quickly check if there's a comment. I don't want. Okay. Oh, Deborah is there. He said, this was a blessing to me. Very good information. So that's just a comment from one of my mentors.
Okay.
So I'm sure a lot of people will reach out to you, your content. But before we go, I'd like you to leave your information at the comment section for those who probably will stumble across your video and who want to go through it.
Okay.
So do that right away.
Can I talk now?
Yes, you can get that information.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like I said, I'm Apostle Felix Adade. I'm a tax accountant. I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I'm also head pastor of Redemption Outreach Church. We do tax preparation, personal, individual, businesses, and non-profit. We do primary, investment, and church and commercial loans. We also do accounting, bookkeeping, payroll. We do business registration, and also 501c3 registration and 501c3 application for non-profit organizations. And we advise on non-profit, and also we advise on business consulting also. My phone number is 678-523-2847. Our office number is 404-941-7690. And also my address is 1963 Highway 138 Southwest, Riverdale, Georgia 30296. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Aside from that, if you also need help in writing your grants, we are here to support you. Yes, Pastor Adade can help you in writing, getting your 501c, but there are free money we can get from the government. So you can reach out to us. We'll be able to put you through, guide you in your grant writing, take you through the episode and through the process so that the money can come out and you can invest and do those things you've been called to do. Thank you so much, and do have a blessed evening. Bye until our next episode. Bye. Thank you, sir.